Live from the body city. This is the show that's going to talk about capital gain. Welcome to Undisturbed with my co-host
SHIRAZ. Welcome everybody. Thank you so much for tuning back into Undisturbed, the Border City's #1 podcast station.
Undisturbed.
Yes, sir.
Yes, guys, we're gonna get right into it. Undisturbed with what making the headline news today.
First and foremost, let's talk about some sports, something thrilling, something exciting, spicy.
Yes.
Like the Champions League.
Something very spicy coming up. I know Champions League final. I know it's coming up to June 1st.
June 1st. Yes, sir.
Who are you going for?
Hala Madrid. Always.
Hala Madrid, yeah.
Always.
Hala Madrid, actually. Shout out to my friends that I know a lot of friends that I go to school with. They're going for Real Madrid, Hala Madrid. Shout out to the game, the Maria, all of you guys that's going for Madrid, Hala Madrid, and don't forget Manchester is red.
Yes, sir. Always beats red. Always.
Okay. You say you're going for Real Madrid, okay?
Yes, sir.
Let the public know what's up
So
with
now,
you.
bro,
You're going for Real Madrid,
you see
Hala
how it's
Madrid.
been going, bro. How they play with Man City, bro. That's the type of football I love, bro. That wasn't a full Real Madrid type play, because they were in the defensive end in the second match,
Right.
First half 2-2, good match, good play.
I like the second leg.
Second leg, bro. It was interesting, bro. I loved it. What you want to say about it? Yeah.
I think I was talking to my friends right after the game because my friends, they just Hala Madrid.
Yes,
That's what I'm gonna say. Yeah, I was talking to a few of my friends after the game, and I personally, I'm a defensive-minded player, so I personally love defense. So the fact they were able to play defense the whole game, follow the game plan like that, and actually come to the best result.
Chemistry is.
Yes.
I love it.
Yes.
They're like blooders, bro.
Mm-hmm.
They're proper.
Yeah. The game against Man City, that was my favorite.
Yes, sir. And what about Dortmund, bro?
Dortmund.
I'm just gonna say one thing. PSG disappointed me in the second leg, big time. Mbappe, you disappointed me. I've been rooting for you since.
Anything I can say for Dortmund, I like
good shit.
There's a few players I like. I like Michael Rose. And I like black and what? The black and yellow white.
Yeah.
No. Black and yellow wall. Yeah. The Dortmund. You see when they're playing, the whole stadium is just black and yellow and white. Yeah, I like the wall. I'm going for Real Madrid. I don't know if I can say anything about Dortmund. I know they're gonna come to play, but
white jerseys.
I know Madrid's gonna get that. I don't know if you guys familiar with this. But let me say the whole sentence. Capital gain tax advantage. Do you guys know what that means?
So in the parliament, there's been a lot of talk about this shit. Like taxing the rich, not taxing them, this and that, blah blah blah. And I think Trudeau was talking about it recently.
Yeah. Actually, I'm gonna stop you for a second before we start this specific subject. This is something that we read, watch video, and heard from the Prime Minister, Mr. Trudeau. That was I watched it on Six Buzz. Shout out to the Six Buzz. Shout out to the boys in Toronto, actually. Shout out to all your Drakes and everybody. Yeah, I read on Six Buzz, and I'm gonna let my co-hosts elaborate and make you guys understand what that really means. What does that mean? How does it affect? Who is it affect? You can know your whole story.
This thing that everybody's talking about, really, according to Trudeau, only affects 0.13% of Canadians. So that's like less than a percent, bro. 0.13% of Canada. So basically, what he's saying this is before with the capital gains tax.
You might let the audience know what is the capital
gains is basically
tax advantage really mean.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So the capital gain thing a few years ago, even till now, has been that if you're making up to $250,000, more than $250,000, you're gonna be paying on only 50% of that income. So you're making 500, you're only gonna be paying 250 basically. You're making $1 million, you're only gonna be paying on 500. So a lot of people didn't like that, but that's still taxing them more if you think about it, right? Taxing the rich more, it's 50%, but they're keeping half of it already. So let's say it's 25% even type shit, So people think they're paying less or whatever. But now what he's saying is gonna happen is, if they're making 250,000, they're still gonna be paying 50%. they're going to be paying taxes on only 50% of that 250. But if they're making even $1 more or whatever, however much more, they're going to be paying 60 to 70%. He said a third of a hundred or whatever. So 66. So 60 to 70% tax instead of 50 on everything more than 250. So let's say you're making $1 million. On 250, you're going to be paying 50% tax. On the rest above 2 million to 250, so that's to 750,000, you're going to be paying somewhere between 60 and 70% tax. And he's saying he's going to bring all that money into the education centers, the building, the construction, the roads, the this, the that, the medicines, the pharmacy.
And for regular
dental care everywhere, all that shit. A lot of prescriptions available for everybody, So basically more leaning towards the universal healthcare type shit, for free from the taxes. Type shit, but yeah.
For regular people like me that's in the audience, this is not applied to us.
The way it affects us is we don't have $1 million company. We're not making even $250,000 right now, so we're not paying that tax. But those rich people that are making that much money, they're paying extra tax now. Basically, you could say. Or maybe now they're equivalent to what we were, because before they were paying 50% on half of it or whatever, right? Now they're paying taxes on half of it. Now they're paying taxes on half plus 60% to 70% tax on the rest of it.
But anyways, for people like me, for regular people like me that's in the audience, those things, the capital gain tax advantage does not apply to us, and it only apply to 0.13% Canadian.
According to Justin Trudeau.
Yes, according to Justin Trudeau. And that's why before I start the show, I make sure those stats, I take them from the video I watch, from online article that I read. That's what the show made of today. And everything we said right now, right here, every question that's being asked, it came from what Mr. Trudeau said from the video
100%.
he made. And shout out to Six Boss for posting that. And I was able to see it. Yeah, shout out to Toronto, shout out to OVO, shout out to Six Boss. Thank you guys. I follow you guys, and you guys gonna be the story for me to every time to find a thing to talk about Mr. Trudeau. But anyways, for regular people like me, does this tax gain things advantage does not happen to us because it's only applied to 0.1.3 Canadian, and those Canadians are the people that's business owners, people that have business that's
people that have a big company, you could say they're working one job, and their secondary income is paying more than that job. It's paying an enormous amount. You could say $250 million, whatever. It affects those people. But everybody working 9 to 5,
it doesn't.
Anything for somebody, it doesn't affect you. The only way it affects you is that money that they're being taxed on is going to be coming back to us in the form of newer buildings, newer infrastructure, newer schooling, newer what were you saying? Pharmaceuticals, dental care is going to be available. He said across for everybody, basically universal type shit. A lot of stuff is going to be universal oriented. So maybe it's a good thing. He's fighting back what people are saying with some points over here that seem to be valid. On the most part.
Right.
He's going to go running for a third term, I feel.
Yes, it's.
After Stephen Harper is gonna come.
I don't want to comment on that yet, but that's gonna be the next thing I'm gonna ask you about. Let me continue with that. These things that we just talked about right now, that we heard from our Prime Minister, Mr. Trudeau. Those things will be not enforced, but at the same time not eligible. These two words I don't want to say them. It's not enforcing, but starting June 25th, that's when those things will be in place and those things will be followed.
June 25th, he said.
June 25th, that's what, yeah.
He's saying
Mr. Trudeau's,
he's going to pass the law. The bill.
Yes, June 25th, but just like I said, for people like me and you, regular people that work 9 to 5, we have nothing to play on that. We have nothing to play on that. We just can talk about it, but it's just something that to but to tax the rich community. I want to say, the rich community, the rich guys that are making the actual money in Canada. And this is what Mr. Trudeau said to conclude his video. Tax care, I quote that, 20 billion in revenue to go to the biggest project, housing, dental care, national dental care actually,
nationwide dental care.
Yeah, nationwide. So this bill gonna be enforced on June 25th, and on June 25th, that's when us Canadian, like listen up guys, we talk about inflation, we talk about a lot of things, but we never seems to care about our tax money. We seems like we don't pay tax.
We just cry
the
about
way
it.
we act, we
like
cry,
children.
but we don't
cry
act
about it
about
like
it.
children.
Yes.
We don't
The
do
fact
shit.
we pay tax, we have to keep a close eye on that, keep your eye open, stay aware, see what's happening. I'm not gonna say effect, but if anything, this gonna be affect us in a positive way, because national dental care, housing, this is something Canadian is struggling on.
You're gonna say effect?
No, but sometimes when you say effect, people say it in a negative way, but sometimes it affects you in a good way.
Okay.
Yeah, something can affect you in a good way.
Yeah.
Let's say this thing, yeah, they're gonna affect us Canadians that living in the country right now if we keep our eye open, stay away. Those things, those things gonna be for our benefit. The tax care Mr. Trudeau talk about, and everybody that's living the country now, even if you just get to the country, you know housing is a big situation.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, anything you wanna?
All I want to say is
that's part of his.
I'm happy that there's people coming here. And
sorry, that's
happening,
part of his 20 billion.
Yeah, it's gonna go into that too.
Yeah.
So now maybe he's trying to build the places for people to live, to stay, who are coming from outside, who can't find a house there to rent, this or that, whatever. They can't find a house.
No, sometimes you can't rent because
you can't even rent, right?
There's just no place.
Exactly. For those people, then I guess they're trying to build houses. This
House
$20
owners.
billion revenue.
Yes, things like that go towards housing. That's good for the general public, Canadian society.
Just to wrap it all up, we're just gonna recoup on the messages as what we want to portray.
Yeah, quick recap about what we talk about. Yeah. When we start, we talk about the championship that's gonna kick it out June 1st. Me and my co-host, we both go in Hala Madrid. I shout out my friend that's going for Real Madrid, the game, the Maria. It's so many names I can't say. King Basha, shout out to you too. I know you're a big Real Madrid. So many Real Madrid fans actually, you can't tell actually. I can't even count them on my finger. Now we talk about Justin Trudeau, our Prime Minister here in Canada.
Capital gains tax advantage.
I wasn't familiar with this whole term, but yeah, my co-host was able to explain to the audience, explain to me, and understand what that really means. We heard from Mr. Trudeau, we heard what that's gonna do for us Canadian, how is it gonna advantage us, how much tax we're gonna get from it. But guys, I say that again, all of us pay taxes. Keep your eyes open. I thought people say, I used to listen. People used to tell me, when I pay money, I act a certain way. Every time I'm surprised, we pay taxes and we just cry. We never keep our eye open and understand what's happening. So yeah, we pay taxes. We're gonna be part of this project moving forward. The one Mr. Trudeau was talking about. We're gonna be part of it. We're gonna pay taxes, and the $20 billion that's gonna go to infrastructures, and also gonna go into national dental care and housing. Big thing. The biggest thing is housing, because us Canadians that live in Canada, housing become a big thing for us, especially in our city. Shout out to Wenzel, the border city.
Medical. We need medical.
Yeah. Okay, guys, that was an episode of Undisturbed.
Yes, sir.
With your host T Project.
And
we sign out.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for joining us.
See you next time on Undisturbed.
Don't forget to subscribe and follow us on Instagram or wherever you get your podcast. Come for the music and stay for the stories.